Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is the M53 M55. It's the Tier 9 American SPG. It's located on the north spawn of Ensk. That's the big Ensk. And it's under the command of Photobomber. And unfortunately, we've got no equipment shown, but I'm sure he'll share that with us. Game on! Well, it's got the submarine version, which is not particularly my favourite, actually, because, of course, there were never any M53, M55s which went submarines. But you can actually put a skin on your M53, M55 if you want, which actually came from Jazz, who developed one which was an actual real M53, M55. Of course, that was the one that was highlighted by the chieftain, who actually found one in a scrapyard, and it was an M53 with the 155mm howitzer, so it was a US Marines version. Very good though. Okay, we've got a Senlak, who's managed to pop up fairly close, yep, and he's out the game. Now with us is a GW Tiger P, the Tier 8 German SPG. And he's not very quick, but we'll get out the way for him. This bridge is a major obstruction, actually, from this position. Big obstruction, because of course it does block the fields of fire. We are spotting a few enemy tanks. He fires around in, gets the TT-130M. Now, he is relocating, and there's a good reason to relocate. Just recently, one of our members actually pointed out that we've actually had some players using Red Bull to work out where the Arty are. Now, obviously, if they are Arty players using Red Bull, they're very silly because, of course, you're very likely to get banned by Wargaming because it's one of those mods, the illegal mods, which is actually on their ban list. So if you do use Red Bull, you will be going out the game. So the best thing to do is not to use it at all. And if you do get suspiciously counter-batteried, report it to Wargaming, because they might want to check and see if that person did actually use a Red Bull. Of course, Red Bull has been in the game a long time, and it basically just gives a red dot on the map where the shell came from. So it's basically giving away your position exactly to the enemy RC so that they can counter battery you. So the moment you fire, you should relocate straight away to avoid getting counter-batteried. You can still watch the fall of the shell. That doesn't mean you have to actually avoid looking at the shell fall. Okay, good hit there on the IS-4, but you just move very quickly. The moment you fired, watch the shell, and then as soon as that's happened, as soon as it's landed, then you can move. That was a very big hit there. 1,321. That must have come from the Death Star on our team, who's about to get nastily hit by a Centurion 7-1. So we've spotted that. He can see the Centurion 7-1. He just can't get a shot on them at the moment. But he can hit the Centurion if he comes around that corner. And the IS-4 goes down, but that means the Death Star is now in reload. And we've just switched because we found another target, a Heshbon, right out in the field. Well, that Centurion didn't last very long because he got wiped out by our Heshbon. So we're in a good position. It looks like the GW Tiger P is following where we are. Oh, that was good. That was a stun. Obviously, those tanks are very difficult to hit when they are maneuvering hard. I remember actually, sometimes if you watch them long enough, you can work out where they're maneuvering and where they're going to be. And we've just located one of the enemy near that fire. Yes, you can actually work out where they are. And I got accused of cheating because I took out an EBR 105 who was maneuvering hard on Fisherman's Bay, but he was predictable enough for me to put a shell in, and I absolutely nuked him. I actually hit him bang on, and that was the end of his game with one shot. Penetrated and he was out. But he accused me of cheating, even though there was no cheating at all. It was pure observation. And that's how you do it. These guys don't realize Arty players are superb at observation. They can see exactly what an enemy tank is doing and then work out what they need to do in order to hit them. Just the other day, somebody said there are no places on the map where you can't be hit by Arty. I said, oh, there's plenty of places. You just need to know where they are. And if you play Arty, you will know instantly where those places are. The enemy M40, M43 is in the colourful taxi colours. And the EBR just got wiped out there by the Heshbon. Was it? No, by our ELC 790. But yes, there are plenty of places. Like, for instance, on the Redshire map, there's that huge Zeppelin. And that Zeppelin protects a lot of tanks hiding behind it. Very difficult to get shells behind that Zeppelin. You have to know all the angles in order to try and get a shell in there. But even if you do get a shell in there, there's no guarantee that it's going to hit. And so when tank drivers say, oh, there's nowhere they Arty can't hit, they're obviously explaining that they don't know how to play Arty. Because if they played Arty, they'd know that we were telling the truth and that there are loads of places you can hide. But, well, thankfully, we don't have to tell them where all those places are. And that Heshbon is now one shot. Oh, well, the kill shot goes to the E100. But, yes, and we are now down to 3 enemies left. Nice amount of stun assists so far. Photobomber's been laying those shells in. Our guys have actually been getting some damage. He's making use of Big Ensk in a big way. Now, there's only 3 enemies left. They've got a UDAS 033, a 212A, and that M40, M43. And there's the M43. He's just popped up. And yes, he's got the taxi colours. Oh, he got the kill on him. And we missed the actual moment because I was just adjusting the camera to get the shot on target so we could see. And there's the UDAS. Okay, so he's decided to use the wreck for cover. We're reloading. And I'm sure Photobomber will make sure that that one goes in. The enemy just killed our E100. That was the 212A. Our ELC has now found him. Our shell overshot where the UDAS was. But there's the 212. He's been spotted. The ELC's in there. Yeah, he's happy. He's ticking yes. I think he wants the kill. He only has 1 kill so far. Photobomber has 1 as well. But he is a splash kill. Oh, well, he's had his shot now, so that's it. The ELC will get him. He's on reload. The ELC wants the kill. We fire the round in. And in fact, the ELC did get the kill. So there's only 1 enemy left. It's the UDAS 033. There's only 4 players left on our team, and it includes 2 Artys. We're all starting to converge on the enemy cap area. It does look as if the UDES is decided to hide rather than actually fight out and get the defender medal. I don't think he's gone Arty hunting, but if he does pop up, we will put a round into him. It does look different, the big Ensk. I must admit, I think they did think about the redesign. Used to be a terrible map when it was just small Ensk, but big Ensk really does cater to Arty to a certain extent. And those areas where the enemy tanks used to accumulate, they still accumulate in them, but of course, being we're further out, we've actually got the ability to drop shells into those areas and really mix them up. And the UDES has just killed our GW Tiger, and he just found him in the north of the map. Now, can we actually put a round into him? He fires ahead of his track. Oh, we got him! What a kill! Just ahead of capping out. Photobomber gets the kill. Well, even though somebody was about to get an invader medal and be very happy about that, instead we all got the bonus because Photobomber managed to land a round directly on the UDES 033 and took him out of the game with a kill right at the end, a blind kill at that as well, and that won the game for the team. His win rate from that game was 3,284, but on top of that, it was an ace tanker game. Very well done. He got a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 14. And he got a Confederate medal as well for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, he didn't get the highest damage in the game. That went to the E900 on his team. We got the high caliber for 4,535 hit points. It was a tier 10 game. Second highest damage was the Heshpan on the enemy team with 4,343, and the other Heshpan on the enemy team got 3,912. We can see that Photobomber got 2,628 hit points, which is a respectable amount, but he was actually beaten by 3 members of the enemy team and 1 of his own, which makes him 5th place when it comes to damage. When it comes to kills, though, you can see that the E900 managed to get 5 kills in that game. 3 kills went to the FB4005 and the 212A on the enemy team, and on the enemy team, the other FB4005 got 2 kills. So did the UDES 033, and of course, Photobomber got 2, the Heshpan got 2, and the ELC M90 got 2. And I'm sure that ELC was probably thinking to himself, why did he fire right at the end? Well, I think actually it was just a security blanket, just in case that 212 decided that he was going to actually ram the ELC, because it looked like he was getting close to it, and he might have actually succeeded, but Photobombers can be absolutely certain that that guy was going down. And yes, the shell landed just after the ELC killed him, and so therefore he wasn't going to suffer at all. The ELC didn't suffer, but the 212A definitely went out of the game. So let's have a look at the base XP, and yes, it's the E900 again, 1,184. 1,038 went to Photobomber in 2nd place, and they were the only 2 players who managed to make it over 1,000 base in the game. 993 went to the ELC M90. He fired 14 rounds, got 3 direct hits on 1 penetrating shot. I guess that penetrating shot, yeah, I think we know who it is. Let's have a check. It's not the UDES. I thought for certain that would have been the UDES. In actual fact, it was the M40, M43 that he killed and got 237 hit points off that one. I do apologize that I missed that moment because I was just switching between cameras to get it so I could see the wide shot, but sadly didn't happen. So going back to the detail, 16 splashes as well, so sometimes he fired a shell in there and hit more than 1 at the same time. 2,628 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damaged 9 of the enemy, killed 2, so there's the Confederate, and 2,947 hit points of stun assist off 13 stuns, and that was the ace tanker. On a premium count, he actually made a profit of 27,464 credits, and he did it without any bonus, without any big 50,000 bonus or the like. But he did get 5,449 experience points, and that did have a bonus for completing a mission of 3,114. Ace and Confederate on the first battle on Ensk Region. So I'm sure that Photobomber is saying, I think I'll have to take that off my banned list. If I do have Ensk on my banned list at the moment, but I will be taking it off because obviously it is now a different map altogether. So yes, it's very much worth playing. Hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like, and thank you for watching.